Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of Between Two Berms, the Omaha Storm Chasers podcast where we talk about stuff and things. I am your host Scott Pop, joined by my debonair co-host Andrew Asbury.
At some point, you're going to have to give definitions for these.
I actually looked them like a bunch up on the internet this morning and wrote them down in a Word document, so I have a list of ones to use.
So it's like the word of the day, but word of the podcast.
Yeah, I mean pretty much. I've also changed the intro pretty sure every time.
I concur, yes.
I hope people actually caught it and thought it was funny. And if not,
Now they know.
I'm still going to do it.
Well, I'm excited about today's podcast. It's really not a great specific subject that is really too technical in any way.
It's more just to get to know you behind the scenes of our front office, I'd say.
It's I would say a couple of our favorite coworkers here.
Well, speak for yourself on that one.
Similar backgrounds in where they are both from the northern parts of the United States, or at least have lived there at one point.
They embrace the cold, the hockey. One of them has a nice Minnesotan accent.
It's great. I've tried to adopt it. It doesn't work so well. I will say last year's winter here in Omaha was pretty brutal. I think that's why we're bringing on a couple of guests here that are used to the Great White North.
Yeah, so we're going to have some background to these two guys, some winter tips, maybe some hockey talk. I don't know. I don't know anything about hockey, so maybe not. And then we're going to do a little draft again, or as one of them likes to call it, a Mount Rushmore.
He's just wrong.
He's definitely wrong. Of activities to do in the winter.
All right, without further ado. This podcast is unsponsored. Somebody could step up, but for now, we're just going to talk about ourselves.
It's just us.
So between us, we'll talk a little bit about Field of Dreams. Have you ever dreamed of having your little league team on the field, running out with the players during the national anthem?
Thanks to Ortho, Nebraska, you sure can. Call up our guy Sam Olson at 402-738-5138.
Give your kids the opportunity to be on the field with the professionals and make memories for a lifetime.
All right, we are now joined by retail manager, is that correct?
That is accurate.
Mitch L. Cunningham. That's right. His middle name is L.
So it's like Mitchell?
Nope. Well,
Just
I guess
Mitch L?
technically.
Mitchell?
Yeah.
Mitch L. Cunningham and Group Sales Executive Sam Olson.
How you doing now?
I'm doing pretty good.
Mitch, how are you?
Not so bad, and you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, not so bad.
Great, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mitch, tell us about that retail life. First of all, when did you get here in Omaha? How long have you worked for the Storm Chasers? And tell us about the ins and outs of our great Stormfront team store.
So, moved to Omaha September 2018. Came out here from the great white state of Maine. So going off of that, retail manager here. I manage the Stormfront team store. If you ever pop in there during the off season, during the season, you'll probably see me. You place in the online orders. Comes from my hands. I do them all by hand.
So if you get your orders wrong, it's all Mitch's fault.
That's all me.
You know who to complain to.
You can send me an email at samo@omahastormchasers.com.
Mitch, is this your first podcast appearance?
Ever, yes.
Ever.
Number one.
What's your least favorite thing about the store?
If I had to pick one, it'd probably be unhappy customers, because an unhappy customer is never a good thing in the retail world.
What's the most unhappy customer you've had?
I actually have not had very many unhappy customers here in Omaha, because everybody is so pleasant in the Midwest. I've had some bad experiences in New England, because as some people may know, people up there are just a different breed.
So would you say the customer's always right?
Always right, regardless.
It's weird. You're shaking your head
Wink,
no.
wink.
Because he means not.
Not
You get it?
always.
You get it?
I got it.
I get it.
You all get it out there.
Mitch, where did you come from before the Storm Chasers?
Yeah, you asked me a question. You asked.
So I worked with the AA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, the Portland Sea Dogs.
Boo.
Oh, yeah, world champions. Be a hater. I was the assistant merchandise manager there, so I had a little bit of prior retail experience before moving out here.
Where'd you go to college?
Central Michigan University. Fire up chips, baby. Sport management major, business administration minor.
So, again, same question. When did you get here? How long have you been here? And what do you do as a group sales executive?
Yep, so I moved here into Omaha. March 16th was the first day that I got here. So right at the end
Very
of our,
specific.
Yeah, I remember the date actually. The first day was on March 18th, starting at work.
9 a.m.
Oh, actually, Laura had me coming in at 8:30.
Ah.
But
Okay, sorry, continue.
it's okay. The last part of the question was...
What do you do as a group sales executive?
What'd you do before you moved?
Oh, that's a good
here?
point. What's your history?
Like, how far back do you want?
Not that far.
College, job,
Date
here.
of birth until now.
My job before coming to the Storm Chasers was actually selling copier machines in Duluth, Minnesota.
So wait, no prior sports experience? What else you got?
Oh, we're going before that.
Yeah.
So then I worked in El Paso, Texas
There it is.
for a professional soccer team in the USL League called the El Paso Locomotive. But I was working there. They didn't have a team name, player, coach, or anything basically. I was a third ever hire, so that was an interesting little experience. And then I went to college at the University of Minnesota Duluth, where I was a sports marketing intern for the athletic program. So I just basically worked every single sports game that UMD played in with their marketing team and promotional games.
So roughly 2 months from when this podcast might come out, I also got the opportunity to go down to El Paso and see the sights, kind of walk around a little bit.
Yep.
You gave me a great suggestion when I was down there to go to this place called the Pizza Joint.
Love it.
It's great,
Absolutely
great
love
place.
it. Yeah, shout out
Just
to them.
your typical slice pizza by slice type of joint, and they had these little little bites, garlic knot type of things, but I don't even know what they were called. They were almost like
Well, they were referencing things.
no. They were called joints, weren't they?
Yeah, joints or spliffs, one of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were just almost like croissants, but filled with like pizza stuff.
Yeah, they're unreal. No, I went there every single lunch. Not every single lunch, that's a lie, but like probably once a week because it's walking distance from the stadium at that point, and it was like, $6 for like a piece of pizza and then one of those
Yeah.
thingy-mabobbers.
Checks
that you
out.
Going
get.
off your memory, can you give a score?
Out
Out of 10.
Score?
Out of
Ooh.
10.
Give a solid 7.
Yeah.
Rookie score.
Nothing too
All right.
crazy. Well, rookie score because I
Did-
didn't put a dot.
Decimal?
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
get
right,
some-
we're not
the
Barstool
rails.
employees here. Don't need to get technical.
Off the
got
rails.
bleeped out many times.
But you the soccer team there shared the facility with the Chihuahuas, correct?
Correct.
The Chihuahuas?
The Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
I loved their ballpark there. It was
Amazing
beautiful.
ballpark. Unreal ballpark there. So they're basically doing the same thing that actually we're doing here. So the soccer field is going to be put on the baseball field, obviously, and then they also were doing the mound
Retractable mound.
contraption thing.
Hydraulic mound.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool because I saw that being built in the first place. And I never heard of it until then. And then, of course, came up here, and then all of a sudden it was groundbreaking news for everyone around here. Like, our mound's going to go inside the ground.
Groundbreaking,
Oh my God.
pun intended.
Yeah, kind of.
Good one.
I don't know if you guys got that.
Insert laugh track.
Careful.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's pretty much the same type of thing.
I have a friend who just moved to Minnesota. She moved up to the Twin Cities, right? And she
Yep.
says she's from Kansas City, and they all are like, "Oh, you're from the South."
Yeah.
No,
Not
Yeah,
even a
no,
little
That's
bit.
accurate.
Yeah.
though.
You're-
Not
you're
to
even a
people in
little
the
bit.
north.
you're
yeah.
just
Yeah.
from the north.
No, you're absolutely from the South if you're from Kansas City, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%
what equates not being the South? Are we in the South now?
We're darn near there. Almost.
agree. You're like right on the border, honestly.
Yeah.
That is a ludicrous.
This is like as far north as I go.
It's not very north.
Yeah, so you don't go north, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You go mid.
We're in like the extreme north right now.
We're in the very southern part of the Midwest. In
Yeah.
my eyes.
If you want to put a
Hop,
like
skip, and
label
jump
on it,
away.
we're in the southernmost point of the north, I would say.
All right, so Sam, you're from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Mitch, you've been to Maine. Have you lived anywhere else in the northern states?
Grew up in Michigan. I lived in Michigan until 2015 when I went to high school out there, college up there, I should say. And then that's when I made my way out east. So I definitely have some northern roots, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Obviously, you're pretty familiar with the cold and the snow and the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Let's come up with a scenario and give us some tips here.
All right.
So you're leaving your apartment
Mm-hmm.
to go to your car to drive to work.
Correct.
You can't overdress because once that heat kicks in your car, it's too hot.
Well, you also have to look at the situation.
But the walk to your car and while the heat is kicking on, it's very cold.
Yeah. You brave it for about the 1 or 2 minutes that you're cold, and then all of a sudden you're not cold anymore. I'm not going to overdress to walk the 30-second walk from my apartment door to my car. That's just useless. Just brave it.
You can always just
You'll be fine.
You can always just go out to your car, turn it on, let it heat up, go back into your apartment while your car's heating up.
You can do that.
What if I live in the 6th floor of my apartment building?
Then you can't do that. That's a little tougher.
So what you're saying is you could potentially invest in a remote start.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Those are fancy. Luxury.
I mean, you can get used to the cold all you want, but having a remote start, that's clutch regardless of who you are. So, yeah, you could absolutely do that.
What's the coldest temperature you guys have dealt with?
I believe in elementary school, we got a week off once because it got into the negative. I believe it was negative 45 was the coldest that it got in Michigan. With the wind chill, I think it got to like negative 55. So, yeah, you could say that's kind of cold. Probably nothing that you folks down here in the South have ever dealt with.
Y'all down here in the South?
In the southern states. Sam, how cold does it get in Minnesota?
The coldest I've ever seen?
Mm-hmm.
During that same polar vortex time period that you referenced earlier, it was negative 64 in Duluth.
The temperature or the wind chill?
I can't remember, but I just
Doesn't
remember.
really matter.
It's gotta
at
be
that
the wind
point.
chill.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at that
Doesn't
point.
matter.
But I do remember that us Duluthians we're kind of laughing at the news covering Chicago because Chicago was all like, oh, it's negative 25, oh, it's negative 35, and they're like, yeah, that's nice. Like, that's kind of funny.
How cold
break
does
out
it
the
have to
shorts.
be for you guys to consider it cold?
I mean,
Like right now, is it cold outside?
No.
no, absolutely not.
It's December.
Also, it's like
The month doesn't matter.
Yes,
it's
it
like 30 something
absolutely
degrees.
does. Absolutely,
not cold
the
at all.
timing of the year references what's cold and what's not cold.
Would you
Disagree.
willingly walk outside without a jacket right now?
Willingly? No.
Either way, I don't know if there's a number you can put on the word cold. It's just what you feel. Right now, I'd say anything under 0.
Yeah.
Under 0?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're telling me
Once
if
it
it's
gets
10
negatives.
degrees outside, you don't think it's cold?
No.
Not really, no.
It's wintertime. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
Yeah, but what about...
You're just used to it.
Okay, but Omaha's slightly different. Even if it's 0, there's always wind.
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be wind chill.
That's what
So
gets
you don't need a
Wouldn't be
windbreaker.
so bad
you
if
don't
it
need
wasn't
a-
for the wind.
Very classic Midwestern line. It'd be beautiful outside if it wasn't so windy.
We need
Like,
that book of Minnesota references
Really?
or how to talk Minnesotan up here.
So okay,
in the making.
forget about cold here. Let's talk about snow. Do you do anything to prep your car for snow? Do you have a certain pair of shoes or boots that you would suggest investing in for something like? I know Minnesota gets a good amount of snow, similar to like the Denver, Colorado area. The Northeast gets probably a wintry mix a lot.
They get nor'easters, which is like a winter version of a hurricane, and it's brutal.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it's not great.
Doesn't sound good.
All right, so what's kind of your get up? What do you usually put on for snow situations?
If I'm going into the snow to actually be in the snow, I would say a nice heavy jacket, clearly. You got to have some gloves, nice pair of gloves. Probably a nice fuzzy fleece hat. Got to keep the ears warm. And then my personal preference, I always like to go with the bean boots, the LL Bean boots. It's just a thing.
LL Bean, huh?
Nice
LL
plug there
Bean.
for you. That's a good plug.
Are you getting
No
paid?
free advertising.
No. All right, so like not in the past, I've worn like jumpsuits or some waders. You're not even going there.
No.
But what would you suggest, Sam?
Exactly what Mitch said. But my main point with always dressing up for the cold is don't be that cool guy. Don't try to be that tough guy.
You don't like the LL Bean boots? Is that
No,
what you're
no, I'm
saying?
not referencing that. I'm referencing
Whoa.
wear all those stuff. Don't try to be that guy that's like, oh, it's not that cold though. I'm just gonna go out
Oh,
my
yeah.
sweatshirt and my tennis shoes
Yeah.
and think I'm stronger than you because I can.
Everybody
withstand the
sees that
cold.
guy out in the winter. They're like, oh, yeah, look at this tough guy braving the elements. Like,
Yeah.
don't be that guy.
Get a nice pair of choppers. Get a nice hat on. Nice.
Yeah,
winter
but if it's
jacket on.
anything above 0 degrees, it's not that cold.
well, you don't
No,
need
it's
all
not
that stuff
that
for that.
Yeah,
Got
you don't
him.
need that.
You said, well, this is winter, then it was snowing out. This is for the snow. That's completely different.
That is right. I feel like these people down here in the South don't understand winter.
No.
Did we talk about driving in the snow?
Oh,
Oh,
haven't yet.
sure haven't.
you
Different
guys
breed.
do need to learn on that. Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Learn that this weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's
What-
brutal.
What cars do you drive, and what cars do you suggest features on the cars.
4-wheel drive.
Correct.
Or all-wheel drive if you're really fancy.
I got a new car before I came out here, and that was the only thing. Well, it wasn't the only thing, but that was a huge contributing factor to what I'm getting. If it has 4-wheel drive, yes.
So you're saying if you don't have 4-wheel drive or all-wheel
Front
drive, then don't drive?
No, then you gotta go to the front wheel.
Yes.
Don't even
Okay.
think about rear-wheel drive.
You got to have the extra traction in the front.
I also, I'm pretty sure it was Mitch who brought this up the other day. Get a full tank of gas beforehand because it
Also
weighs you
true.
down.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of weighs
More
the
weight.
back of the car down so you don't fishtail as much.
And your fuel pumps are less efficient
Yep.
when they're constantly on low, and it makes them work harder in the cold.
Yep.
It's never a good thing.
Well, tip for you guys out there.
And
What's the number one error in snow driving? Why are people so bad at it?
They freak out.
They do.
They panic.
They go too slow, for one, in
Or too
situations where it's not needed. Like when we get an inch of snow out there, there's no reason to go 10 under the speed limit. The
Well,
roads are wet.
Let's put a little halt on that. I mean, it's always good to be
Well, yes.
somewhat on the safe side of
Yes.
life, but there is a thing about. I think this is what you're referencing. There's being too cautious.
Yes, correct.
That endangers the people behind you because they're going at a cautious speed, and all of a sudden they're just right up in your grill.
Yes, that's exactly
And
what I
you're-
meant. You nailed it.
And then there's all of a sudden the line behind you, and
So if
Yeah.
someone's going slow in front of you, that means you have to go slow behind them, right? Otherwise, you're just being
yeah, you don't want to be that person that's
tailgating
just
them.
going way too fast and just being
Yeah.
completely unsafe.
I mean, it depends. Is it a 2-lane road? If it's a 2-lane road, just
Ooh.
be safe and pass them.
You know?
If it's a 1-lane, yes. Obviously, you have to be cautious because you don't have a choice.
I've heard, and this is what I practice. I'm not sure if this is a real thing or if other people do it or not. But say you're coming up to a stop, ice and snow on the road, hasn't been plowed or salted very well. What I've heard is if you hit your brakes real hard, you have no traction anymore. You're just sliding.
Yep.
So what I do is I tap and tap and tap the brakes. So
Pump the brakes, baby.
So it's not slamming on it. I'm just periodically tapping it, so it's still
Yes.
getting traction. It's still rolling, but you're still getting a little bit of friction there with the brakes and slowly coming to stop.
100%. That's the way it should be done. You clearly have more knowledge than a lot of people driving in the snow.
Yep.
Maybe not.
Oh, all seasonal tires too. You reference what we needed in a car. What are they called? Like all seasonal tires.
Yeah.
But those are needed. Like tires are a big.
So not just winter tires.
Yeah. Well, I mean winter
Snow
tires
tires.
obviously, but then you're gonna have to get summer tires then too, or you can
Yes.
just get one set of all seasonal tires.
And I know a lot of people in the Northeast, for some reason, do that. They have a summer pair and they have a winter pair. They go to the shop, they get their winter tires on, then they get them off.
Must be rich people up there, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Okay. But yeah, tires make a big difference. And don't try to be like, oh, I can make it through the winter. Like, no, you're just setting yourself up to
That's when
slide
you
all
can't.
over the place.
As soon as you say you can make it through the winter, that's when you know you
Yeah,
cannot make
yeah.
it through the winter. You're just
Yep.
hoping.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make it through the summer on those bad boys, but not in the winter.
Okay, say a blizzard's coming in. What are your go-to?
Boy, am I excited. Keep going.
What are your go-to things to kind of go to the store? Because everybody always jokes, Snowmageddon's coming. Everybody goes and gets milk,
Necessities.
bread, and eggs.
Which is the weirdest thing for one.
What are you
is-
doing? Making French toast?
First
I don't
off, if
understand.
Snowmageddon's coming and you're planning on the power being out, why are you buying milk and eggs? What are you going to do with the milk and eggs?
Fluffy scrambled eggs?
Do you eat it all at once before the milk and eggs go bad?
How do you
The
heat
power's
them?
out?
Yeah, like
Like, why are you buying? I
you
understand.
can't cook the eggs.
That's a very
and the milk's
common-
getting
It's
warm.
the Arnold Schwarzenegger
Just the
diet. You just raw eggs.
Ooh, he's right. I
Oh,
that's
Scott.
that's true.
Jeez.
You're
Well,
telling me you eating raw eggs?
No.
What would you buy at the store?
Oh.
I don't really plan that far ahead for blizzards because
Yeah.
I know it's gonna get plowed out. Like I'm not gonna be stuck in my place for days on end. I can make do until the snow is gone, or if I have to, then I'll get like a can of soup or something. Because it's not that hard to eat soup cold if you really have to.
Can of soup or chowder?
Oh.
Both.
Kind of chowder.
Chowder.
Sam, what about you? What's your go-to before Snowmageddon? Are you stocking up? Are you getting snacks? You getting any drinks? What are you doing?
No, not
Oh.
really. Kind of just like what Mitch said. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are always good because
Absolutely.
they're nice and efficient, and you don't
Absolutely.
really need any of the heating up or anything like that.
Also, I mean, now that I think about it, when you threw drinks into the question,
Hot cocoa.
you gotta get some beers. If you're sitting in your apartment and you're snowed in and you have nothing else to do, if you're gassing beers, this blizzard's gonna be nothing.
Just crushing beers.
Yeah.
No,
those
gassing beers.
Gassing
gassing
beers.
beers.
Well, I myself, I don't know. I guess I would go and I would. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. I can use my oven. I'm definitely a frozen pizza type of person.
Oh,
I might buy
smart,
some.
yeah.
I might buy
Retweet.
some cookie dough, make some cookies.
Interesting.
But then if we're talking drinks here, if I'm getting cookies, I'm getting milk. If we're talking a pastime drink, I'm probably just picking up some Jim Beam vanilla and mixing it with some vanilla Coke.
Okay. All right. Real quick, you're in the pizza aisle. What brand do you go to first?
Depends on what's on sale.
No, doesn't matter.
No, there's got to be a brand that
There's
you know
one.
you're looking at.
There's one.
It's either DiGiorno or Tostino's.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
He's a fancy boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Real
It's not
fancy.
delivery.
Mitch?
I would have to go with Jack's.
Yeah, 100%.
Jack's is just a nice thin crust, easy pizza to make.
Classic.
I'm
You
more
can
of
cru- you
a
crush a whole pizza.
Tombstone
You're like,
obviously
it's
is
gone.
luxury.
I'm
but-
more of a Red Baron guy.
No, you're not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself. You're
I'm
not.
serious.
No, you're not.
Why?
No one ever said. No one has
No
ever
one
said
ever
that.
says that, and they're serious.
Most of the time when I go there, it's a
Really?
Red Baron.
Interesting.
You're probably like a supreme pizza guy too, aren't you?
No, I'm not crazy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You just are because you just said Red Baron.
Well, you also have to. Maybe this is just me, but I also get some extra shredded cheese, and I might get some
Yeah.
extra
Oh, yeah.
toppings to.
Well,
put
that's
on
really
top of it.
spoiling yourself, yeah, but you don't really need to do that to Jack's Pizza. It's classic.
You don't.
That's
They have so
false.
many
You
different
can maybe dip it
kinds.
in. You can dip it into the. I'm a hot sauce guy, but I know not a lot of people like.
I don't
their
dip it.
pizza
I
in
put
like
the
hot
hot
sauce.
sauce on it.
But
You dip
people
it in
who-
hot sauce?
Yeah, dip it in hot sauce.
I just
Frank's
kind
Red
of.
Hot
extreme.
Sauce.
You just got to put it right on top.
No, that gets too messy.
No, you just put a few drops on top
Yep.
and then you're.
Well, I
you're
want
golden.
more than a few drops.
Actually,
dip it
if
in.
you really want a nice secret ingredient, I
Don't
do
say
this
it.
all the time.
don't.
You get pizza, and I know you're going to think I'm going to say ranch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I thought you were.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I dip my pizza in ranch, but that's not where I'm
Disgusting.
going.
Lame.
Packets of Taco Bell hot sauce.
What, that's just hot sauce.
Yeah,
man.
No,
that's
it's-
literally the same
Okay,
exact thing
you're
we
telling
just
me
talked
that
about.
Taco Bell hot sauce is the same as Frank's Red Hot?
No, but
Absolutely
it's
not.
Still
it's
hot
just hot
sauce.
sauce.
Yeah, but you're not.
Oh, I dip it in sriracha, and therefore different.
No. it's, it's way different.
I thought you were gonna say like peanut butter or something.
Yeah.
It's really
No.
weird.
Peanut butter
No.
pizza's not bad. I've had that before.
So nobody's going hottie toddies or hot chocolates or anything.
Oh,
like
hot
that?
chocolate for sure. I'd for sure say hot chocolate, but I mean,
Yeah, or just
I would
like
get
some
it, I
coffee.
just-
that's when you're at like the parents' house.
Some-
Yeah, I would never make it
Baileys.
myself.
No, just classic hot cocoa. You
I-
don't
Yeah.
gotta get it twisted.
I'm not gonna lie. This was my first time this over Thanksgiving. I mixed in some
Congrats.
Baileys with my coffee. It
Never done it.
It's good stuff.
was real
It is
good.
good.
No, so real quick, I assume you guys being from the north are hockey fans.
Yes.
You can call it that.
I
yeah.
played
Oh.
most of my life.
You know what they say about hockey? Let's do that hockey.
Berta. Good drop. Good drop.
Oh,
You've seen it.
Let's go hockey.
Let's do that hockey.
What's that
The SNL skit.
Chance the Rapper.
Wow, really? Okay.
haven't
look
All
it
right.
up. SNL, Chance the Rapper.
It's pretty good.
It's a good skit.
He's a good guy. So
He also did an esports one, same type of deal.
Hilarious.
you know they don't have high school hockey in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Or like
Also,
anywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mind
They
blowing.
didn't have it in Missouri either.
Very
Mind
off track,
blowing.
but I
Yeah.
just found that out this weekend, and I was utterly. I don't even know.
It
what the
blows
word
your
is.
mind.
Honestly, that is kind of like weird.
We're not
Nebraska's pretty north.
I mean, Omaha's a pretty big city too.
So the only thing that I really know about hockey is my short 2 to 3 month period of playing Chell in college.
Oh,
All right.
Played with
Let's do it.
played with Boston
Top
and
dirty.
Chara,
Yeah.
and I would just get in fights with Chara the entire game.
Ooh. That's
Buddy.
cheap.
Yeah.
oh, you use the cheat code.
I mean,
You're
it was
gonna
my
use the guy with a
I only
10-foot
played.
wingspan to
This was
fight?
my first time
You
playing.
realize how
Chell.
big that man is, right?
Yeah.
Did you find the
He's like-
person on their team who was like 5'6" too, and
Yeah.
just start pounding
You're
him?
probably playing
Absolutely.
Against, you're probably going against the Penguins. You're like, oh, let's fight Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
This will be
Absolutely.
funny.
One punch and he has a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know how big
that's-
that man is?
7 foot.
With skates on, yeah, I think so. I
Pretty
think
sure he's like
around-
7'2" with skates on.
I think, yeah, he's like 6'9", 6'10", or so, or around that ballpark.
He
On
might even be
skates, he's
7 foot
easy
without
7.
skates.
All right. Well,
It's insane.
Kansas
Dude's a
City,
tree.
where me and Scott are from, we're teased a little bit with a potential NHL team several times.
Really?
But who are your teams? Who do you root for?
First off, that's mind blowing. I never knew Kansas City was in the running for an NHL
Yeah, I
team.
didn't know that either.
They
They
use
actually used to. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
they use this as bait for Pittsburgh.
Ah,
And then we've also been in talks again, whether it's NBA or an NHL team with expansion potentially coming to Kansas
interesting.
City.
Okay.
Well, the hockey just went up to Seattle, so you probably has got a good amount of time to
Probably
wait.
there's
Yeah,
a
we
lot.
were
I feel
in
like there's
the-
a lot of cities above.
We were in the
Kansas City.
running during that time when they were talking about going up to Seattle.
Interesting.
But anyway.
All right, all right.
But who are your teams?
I personally, huge fan of the Calgary Flames. I also root for the Nashville Predators just because I used to work for them, and it just kind of rubbed off. But if I'm sitting there and I'm watching a hockey game at night, which I like to do a lot, it's the Calgary Flames.
Sam?
Yeah. I'm a Minnesota Wild fan. You gotta stay loyal to Minnesota.
I'm sorry.
Same
Minnesota
way.
Wild. I have heard of that. I don't.
Well, that's
I don't,
good.
Thanks
I've
for
never
asking.
watched them.
It's a professional
Yeah.
hockey
I've
franchise.
never watched them, but hockey is a sport. Much prefer watching it live, like in person. I
Understandable.
don't like watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So is that your reasoning why you don't have the knowledge? You just never had interest in learning
Yep.
about the sport?
It's tough to watch it, first of all, on TV.
Yeah.
It's
No,
not.
it
It's
is.
hard
If
to
you don't
watch.
know the
and,
rules, it's tough,
no
for
one's
sure.
ever playing it, or there's
It's
no
fast,
hockey to
there's
go
so many
to.
little caveats.
My
Like, yeah, I
my
get it.
uncle played like pee wee hockey. I don't know what you call
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he played when he was growing up, so I knew that some family members had played like way back when, but
Yeah.
there was nothing like that when I was around growing
Yeah,
up.
which,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Not a
like-
strong
like what I
skater.
said earlier, the fact that there's not even high school hockey here
Yeah.
in Omaha, it was absolutely mind blowing.
Blew my mind. Because it's just
Absolutely.
everywhere I've ever been, high schools have high school hockey teams.
Yeah, there's only club teams. Like, what do you do in the winter?
Nebraska, there's a college hockey team here. Like,
No, they should definitely have hockey.
there's
here.
an
Yeah, 'cause
ECHL
I guess you
team
guys are
here.
not part of the South, so therefore you should have hockey, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do we want to get into this draft?
Let's get back on track, shall we?
yeah, we can go ahead and get us.
It's a Mount
Sam will go
Rushmore with a
first.
snake draft.
Sam will go first, followed by me, followed by Mitch L, and then Andrew Asbury
Is
in
it
the back. We are doing a snake draft, which means if you draft fourth in the first round, you will draft first in the second round.
All right, and what's the topic?
The topic is not winter activities, but activities to do in the winter.
Yep.
Nailed it.
All right, Sam, with the first pick in this winter activities to do in the winter draft,
There it
what are
is.
you taking?
Yep. So with the number one pick for activities to do in the winter, the first overall pick is bunkering down in the house, not going outside because it is winter and cold out there, and playing video games all day long.
Good choice.
Bunkering down and playing video games. That's a classic.
Yeah,
That
know
one was
you
on
know it's
my
cold
list.
out there, so why go out there?
That's very true. What are you playing all day?
Chell, as what was referenced earlier, that's a great game to play online with the buddies, or Madden, or any sports game really, or shooter game, I guess.
I don't know if this will get taken, but it's probably my favorite, so I'm going to take it first anyways. I'm going to go with a nice game of snow football.
Ooh,
Ooh.
yep, that was right on my
A
list.
nice game
Ooh.
of snow football.
Solid.
Agree. Good
Something
name.
Going
I
out
think-
there with the buds,
Yeah,
Yeah.
playing
Some-
some tackle football in the
something
snow.
I think that needs to happen this winter sometime.
Start off with the jackets on because it's cold out there, but as soon as the
Mhm.
game
Oh,
gets
yeah.
flowing, all of a
As
sudden
long
the
as you
jacket's
got a
coming
hoodie
out.
on, you're
yeah.
good.
Absolutely.
Bear the elements.
Yep.
Love it.
The best is when the football gets all snowy.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just like one huge snowball at that
At that point, you're just like pitching the ball to everyone
Yep.
and just tackling the shit out of anyone you see.
It's not a real football
You're just
game.
trying to hurt
It's-
people
Yeah.
at that point.
It's straight backyard football.
Yeah.
Like there's
Rub their face in the snow after you tackle them. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Whitewash, you gotta love it.
Someone's
yeah,
going to get
you
in a
have to-
fight,
Yeah.
It's
You
gonna
have to
happen.
tackle.
100%. Someone's getting in a fight.
but it's just football, so in the end, it's all good.
Yeah. Just boys
You
being
you
boys.
stand up, you laugh with each other, you shake your hands, game over.
Go back inside and play some video
Yeah.
games.
All right, Mitch, with your first pick, what are you taking?
I would have to say, I know it's probably not going to get taken with the knowledge that I've heard in this room today, but pond hockey. I mean, it's a pretty simple,
AKA rinking.
Yeah, you could have drafted
AKA
that last.
shinny. Oh, I've got a last choice. Don't you worry.
No, that was definitely up on my list. That's a pretty classic thing to do.
Yeah, like there's nothing better as a northerner, somebody who has played hockey, than just being outside, having some snowflakes falling, just being on the outdoor rinks, skating around.
There's a lot of better stuff than that.
Do you have all
if
your
you
own
listen to
hockey
the
gear?
parameters, like, no, I don't. I just have skates.
So how do you play?
You have a stick and gloves though, right?
Yes, I have stick and gloves.
Oh,
That's all you need.
need.
That's all you need
Oh.
for pond hockey. You
Then
don't
why'd
need
you say
full gear.
no?
Well,
Because I thought you were asking like
yeah.
full gear.
Oh,
Yeah, you won't be that guy with the full,
Yeah,
with
no,
the full
you
cage
never
out
do
there
that.
either.
no.
Never.
You really want to play at the rinks that they don't require you to wear the helmets, to be honest.
You don't play at the rinks.
It's pond hockey.
Yeah, you just play
Oh,
at a
you can
random
play-
pond.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean there are.
There's a nice Facebook group out there, Omaha Pond Hockey.
Is it really?
Yep.
For my first pick, I'm going to go with a NFL game and tailgating.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's football
So you'd
season.
rather tailgate in the snow?
Oh.
Or in
Honestly,
the winter, I should
Oh.
say. Sorry.
if it's cold, I don't mind tailgating. There's some liquid courage that always warms me up.
Absolutely.
Also, if you're actually tailgating, you're going to have a tailgate grill.
Yeah.
You have a heat source right there.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So we're talking about a Chiefs game here.
Yeah, I'd say Chiefs. I haven't been anywhere else, so I don't.
What's your? Do you have like a specific memory of a cold game you've been to?
Last year, I think it was the San Diego game. I left here in Omaha, drove down, went straight to tailgating, and it was just we had a group of friends. We grilled, we drank, and I don't remember ever being cold during that game. And we were at the very top row. Wind was blustering.
All right, since we do have a snake draft here, go again.
Let's see. Well, I'm going to stick on this theme here. I'm going to attend a basketball game.
A 10-day basketball game.
What kind of basketball game?
Yeah.
Are you a college guy or are you an NBA or are you high school?
I'm a college guy.
Okay.
It's tough to be an NBA guy out here, like fully committed.
Well, you could travel up north.
I've been to Creighton. I've been to a Creighton game. That was really cool. Went to a pink out game.
Dougie McDermott?
Yeah. But going to school in Arkansas, we had a decent basketball team while I was there. I'd like to go back because we have a pretty decent team this year as well. So, been to a few great games, the MUKU games, and been to a few games at the Sprint Center as well.
All right, Mitch, go ahead.
I'm going to have to say one of my favorite winter activities to do in the winter is drinking scotch.
Drinking scotch.
Scotch
So is that any different than in the summer?
Yes. I don't usually. Scotch is one of those things that it warms you up on the inside, and it's just one of those things you only drink during the winter. Stick to the beer and the clear liquids during the summer.
That's I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
I'm not a fancy boy. I don't get that much scotch.
Scotch is good. Go with that single malt.
Yeah, what's the best scotch for that?
The Scottish kind.
I would say Are you asking for like my favorite?
Yeah.
In my price
I was going to
point?
say like Conor McGregor's.
No.
Crap.
Promo
Get-
12.
No.
Proper 12.
We're going to
Get-
take over.
Garbage.
No. So there's a couple that I've tried that I have not purchased because they're expensive, but it's Belvini. It depends on the year as well. Obviously, the older the scotch, the better it is.
Oh, that's obvious.
Yeah.
All right, with my next pick, I will go with, I'm surprised this hasn't been taken by Asbury especially. I'm going to say have a nice little movie marathon.
Oh.
Dang
That's
it.
that's kind of within the bunkering thing, but that's true.
Well,
No,
you
it's
did
different.
You can't
specify
take
video
everything
games.
about
that's
staying
different.
inside.
Specify video games.
I mean, like bunkering down.
Still, there's nothing like
That's a good one, though.
just watching a few movies.
Like a nice little Harry
It's
Potter
cold
marathon.
I was
outside.
say,
or-
is there a nice?
Yeah.
Is there
Lord
a
of the
series that
Rings.
you?
Well, I mean, I would love to,
Yeah, what's
go
yours?
for like a Harry Potter or a Star Wars sort of series marathon and
Star Wars.
snowy outside. It's great.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. I'm very envious of that
I
pick.
thought for sure that was going to be your first pick.
That's a good one.
I had
Turns
two
out-
picks in a row. I just kept it sports. So
Yeah,
I
you
should
just-
have expanded.
You got to be aware.
All right, Sam.
All right. So I think this one's pretty basic and whatnot, but either going skiing or snowboarding, whatever's your style.
Yeah.
Are we talking about a destination or are we just talking about where you are?
Oh, if you have a
Down
ski
the hill.
place.
Like, are we talking about you're going to Colorado or are we talking about you're just
I
skiing
mean, if you
down
really
the hill?
want to, yeah, sure. But I mean,
Just in general.
find
Anywhere
any,
you can.
Find any ski mountain or hill or whatever you're gonna do, and just shred some gnar, right?
Fun facts. Never have I gone skiing or snowboarding.
Well, we
Me
had
neither.
We had a big, we call it Spirit Mountain in Duluth. It's not a mountain, obviously, because there's no mountains in Minnesota.
It's a large hill.
Yeah, it's a big ass hill. But it's a good time. I wouldn't recommend going out if it's really cold out, like below zero, because then the wind against your face, you'll literally get the goggle tan line. Was what you call it when it's all red.
Like
on your
windburn?
face. Yeah, windburn. There it is. But if it's just a nice like what's like 24 degrees out, nice sunny day, it's a good time. But that's like a 3-day commitment right there, is going skiing or snowboarding, because you'll be sore.
Oh, yeah.
For
Skiing
days.
or snowboarding?
Either. You use muscles that you never thought you had.
No, which do you?
Oh, me?
Are you a
I'm
skier?
I'm a skier just because I.
Have
what
you
I
ever
was
water
getting.
skied?
Yeah.
How similar?
I mean,
I've heard
it's really hard getting
Snow
up on
skiing
water
is
skiing.
easier.
Yeah, snow skiing for sure is easier because you don't have to like get up.
Yeah.
That's
You know. But when you turn up actually like going down the hill or like in the middle of the lake.
I consider myself a decent water skier, so I feel like I could translate.
Yeah, you can translate it pretty easily.
Definitely.
And it's just like skating too.
I've heard that.
I mean,
if you know how to
stop on
skate, I've
skates,
heard that you know how
you
to
can stop
skate.
on skis.
Okay.
All right,
I've never
Sam,
tested it, but
with your third pick?
And it's kind of very similar to skiing and snowboarding, but this is more of like you got like a little group of friends or something like that. You go out to like a golf course or somewhere that has a lot of hills on it, and you just go sledding. You don't get
It's a
fancy.
good classic.
You don't get fancy with it.
The fact
you
that
go all the way down the
sledding
hill. You got to walk all the way back up. So that's all you're just BSing with whoever you're going with, and you just constantly do it over and over again. And you put more than one person on a sled. Try to stand on the sled.
The good thing about my house in Kansas City, my parents' house, giant hill like right next to it, so I didn't have to go anywhere.
as weird as to say, I feel like sledding's an underrated winter activity.
It is.
People
It
don't
is.
like that. You don't think, especially once you grow up, you don't think,
say
hey,
it's
let's just
especially
go,
if you gotta, like-
yeah, let's just go sledding.
It's so
Especially if you
fun.
gotta, especially
It's
if you gotta
so
like
much fun.
walk to like your destination,
Yeah.
like carrying your
Mhm.
sled behind you or something
It's
like
so
that.
much fun.
Yeah.
going
time.
down the hills.
Some adventure.
Someone may or may
Build
not
some
get hurt.
ramps on the hill.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
building your
Oh,
own jumps.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Let's get someone hurt.
All right, with my next pick, I am going to go with drinking seasonal beers, winter seasonal beers. I just love me a nice dark porter or a stout.
So you
It's my
wouldn't.
kind of beer.
So you wouldn't drink those in the summertime.
Oh, no, not at all.
No, those are not summertime beers.
Not IPA.
It's
Yeah.
something about
Do you
just
have
drinking
any-
a nice cold stout when it's cold outside. Just warms you up inside.
So it's kind of similar to what you're saying. What Mitch
Yeah,
is
it's
saying
the
with
same
Scotch.
as like
Yeah.
the Scotch mindset.
Yeah, it's just with not
Just
expensive.
certain types of alcohol just don't go well outside of winter,
Definitely.
and those are dark beers and Scotch. That's two of them. So my third one, I would say I haven't done this in a while. It's more of a childhood thing, but building forts
Not
out
a
of
child
snow.
thing. I'd love to do that.
Oh, I would love to do it. I
That-
just
Building
haven't-
forts inside or outside?
outside.
outside,
Snow forts.
outside
I mean,
in the
Snow
snow.
forts.
That's Eskimos' livelihood, so
Oh,
it's not a
absolutely.
childhood thing.
Oh,
They have to do that to survive.
That's fair. I just
I
know
had some epic forts growing up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Forts all with tunnels, multi rooms.
Mhm.
The worst part is by building these forts. When we did it as kids, we would always build it in like the pile up on the side of the road
Yep.
from the snowblower or
Yep.
the snowplow, and you just build tunnels.
Yep.
If that thing
Did-
collapses,
All right,
Alright.
Asbury.
So you
pretty
took movie marathons, so this might not work. I'll leave it up to the judges here. But how does binge watching shows? Does that
Yeah.
work? Does
Yeah.
that work right there? Is that too different? Is that too similar?
I think it's pretty similar.
It's borderline. I would say it's similar. I mean, we've got video games, we've got movies.
It's all part of the bunker and down.
Yeah, you can have that then.
You can have it if you want it. I don't know if you should feel proud about it.
Jeez.
I'm just fine with that pick.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
all
It's
right.
not a bad.
Binge watching is what's
Yeah, what are you watching?
yeah, what are you watching?
Preferably a show that I haven't seen before.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
Gotta
for
watch something
example,
new.
it'd be like haven't gone through Letterkenny yet, but that would be something like a nice light show that's not going to be too serious. But then I would mix it in with something that was more like a Breaking Bad or a Vikings. It's more dark, and I'd mix it back and forth there. So
Like
wasn't-
episode per episode?
yeah, I'd follow it. I'd follow it through.
I think winter has to be the best time to watch new shows. During the summer, there's
Yeah.
just so many other things going on. You throw
I mean,
on a
You almost
you
feel
throw on
bad
a
for not
rerun.
being outside.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
almost like we work in baseball and we don't have
Almost.
time in the summer.
Almost.
Plus, it gets dark at 5 o'clock in the winter.
Yeah,
What else
that's
are
it.
you gonna do?
Exactly.
All right, so
All right, with your fourth and final pick.
So, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but I feel like a hot tub is much more enjoyable in the wintertime.
Outside,
That's
yeah.
true.
Under the
Yep.
stars.
Yeah.
outside.
Something about the hot
Yeah.
tub in the cold air.
I'm going.
It's fantastic.
I'm going hot tubbing.
Have you ever been in the hot tub, gotten out, rolled in the snow, and gotten back into the hot tub?
I have.
And have like your
It's enjoyable.
your hair freeze.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stand straight up.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
classic. Everyone does it.
Yeah. Just having
Someone
snow
needs
on
to
the
get a
ground.
hot tub.
That was a great
Agreed.
pick.
All right, Mitch, with your fourth and final pick.
With my fourth and final pick, I'm going to have to say this. It's going to be kind of contentious in the state of Nebraska.
Controversial.
Yes.
Oh.
For anybody out there listening, the best part about winter for me since I've moved here is not hearing about Nebraska football.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
a fellow don't like Nebraska person, that's a great pick.
We just lost so many listeners.
I mean, I'm not from Nebraska. I've got my own viewpoints. Nebraska football, it's not a religion. It's not. I think you
Listen-
people here need to figure that out.
It's also not
well,
good.
who you calling you people?
Nebraskans.
No.
I love the loyalty.
Oh,
No-
the loyalty is unmatched.
All right, with my final pick, I'm going to take chili.
Just making chili.
Eating chili, making chili. You
Going
can't
to
eat it in the
Chili's.
summer.
Baby back ribs.
It's like the one food you can't eat in the
That's
summer.
really not off the rails. That's a good pick. I like
Are you,
that.
are you
just
including
meant-
the restaurant as well? Chili's.
Oh,
I mean,
sizzling
probably-
sizzling
hey,
entrees.
if that's
Yeah.
included.
Yeah.
Let me
Sizzling
some
entrees,
baby
those are
back
hot.
Get
ribs.
sizzling entree in the summer.
That's true.
Oh, I
Either
like
way,
that
it's
pick.
just
That's
a
a good
good.
pick.
It's a good winter pick.
We
Something
did.
You can eat in the winter.
We did recently have our chili cook-off here at the
Stop making
at
me
the
blush.
office, and we had a winner, and it's on. They are on this very podcast. Mitch
Sam?
Cunningham.
Oh, me. Shoot. Thank you.
And
It
I
was
heard
very delicious.
I heard it was your first time making chili before.
No, it was the first time making that specific chili recipe. I make
gotcha.
chili all the time.
Yeah.
With your soup. Kind of similar to soup, right?
It's a thick soup.
Yeah, real thick.
I'd say
3
chili's a
C's.
soup.
Thick with 3 C's.
Yeah, I was about to say THICCC for sure.
Sometimes you got to add a fourth or fifth. Depends on
Ooh.
how thick you like
It's
that
a little
chili.
extra.
All right, Sam. What's
Yeah.
the final pick in the draft?
So I know we have been talking about driving in the winter and being safe and all that
Here
kind
we
of
go.
stuff.
I like this pick already.
But one of my favorite activities is taking the car out right after it snows and either doing donuts in parking lots or just kind of driving like an idiot in the
Yep.
way.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
It's
It
it's
is.
a lot of fun.
We ask that you don't do that in our parking lot.
No.
There is a
Never.
light
Never.
show.
Never.
We don't want to ruin that.
All right, I will do. Let's do a quick recap of this draft. All right, so going first was Sam. He took bunkering down and playing video games, skiing/snowboarding, sledding, and driving like an idiot in the snow. I went second and took snow football, a nice movie marathon, seasonal beer, and chili. Mitch went third and took pond hockey, drinking scotch, building snow forts, and not hearing about Nebraska football. Great pick. Asbury went last and went with NFL game with tailgating, attending a basketball game, binge watching television shows, and a nice hot tub experience.
Outdoors though.
Outdoor hot tub.
Outdoors.
Outdoor hot tub.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
Snowball fight.
Shoveling, I think, is underrated. Honestly, people hate shoveling.
That's
I
stupid.
just
Don't agree
like
with
That's
that.
straight up
I
stupid.
don't agree with that
I've
statement
I've disagreed
whatsoever.
with so many of Scott's takes. That far and away is way worse
That's
than anything
top
he
5
said.
worst
Okay.
things to do.
Shoveling snow is absolutely terrible.
walking in the snow, taking your dog for a walk.
Oh,
is-
I agree
in
with
the, in
that.
the woods.
Like
Yeah.
a nice nature walk.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
the snow
Yeah.
still up on the,
Oh,
on the
yeah.
trees
Oh,
and everything.
absolutely.
Very
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
Yep.
Nature.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
I
Yep.
agree.
Bonfire.
Ooh, a nice bonfire
Yeah,
in the
okay.
winter.
All right.
Oh, or fall. But
Good
winter's
choice.
good too, though.
That's
I
a
like
great
that one.
choice.
You can have your fancy beers there, Scott.
Yep.
Mitch can have his nice little glass of scotch. I mean, you can just enjoy the bonfire.
There's something around just sitting around a bonfire.
Mitch and Sam, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you guys had a good time.
Oh, absolutely. It was great
It's
to be
always
here.
a great time talking to you boys.
All right.
Make sure and follow us on all of our social media channels for some real top-notch content at OMA Storm Chasers on Twitter and Omaha Storm Chasers on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for all those youths. We've had a couple viral hits.
Oh yeah,
Continuing to roll those out daily, if not weekly.
we're making moves.
I mean, those 10-year-olds really love our TikToks.
It's really all you shoot for, right? Make sure to give us 5-star reviews. Maybe leave us a comment. If you have any suggestions for the podcast, we're very open to them. Just send us a DM, an email, really anything, and we'll take it into consideration.
We'll give you a shout-out, too.
All right, say bye, Asbury.
Okay, bye.
We'll see you next time on Between Two Berms.